Hi there. So we just discussed about orchestral templates in Luna, in Universal Audio Luna, and I was in my previous video thinking of like, boy, it would be great to have a multi-timbral output supported from a VST instruments. And surprisingly, 2 weeks after, or not even 2 weeks after, Luna was getting an update of 1.7 with the multi-timbral output support. So I thought that I'll actually, instead of Reason will come and building an orchestral template with Reason next week. So this week I will dive into now in Luna and see and let's look on how the multi-timbral works and how you can now utilize it when building your orchestral templates in Luna. All right, let's get going. So after 1.7 came out, now you are able to do Okay, so with the new version of Luna 1.7, they added a support for multi-timbral VST output, and let's look into how that actually works. I've been testing it and it seems pretty okay. There are actually one thing that is kind of not clear or obvious, so we can also look at that. But let's dive in. Let's create a instrument track with for example, let's create an empty one first to get started, and then we will load into Kontakt. And we'll load Kontakt 7. And as in my previous video, I said that you only get stereo out from Kontakt and you can't really create what I have done in other videos. You have a one instance of Kontakt, but you have multiple instruments within it. So now let's move into the rack view, and then we go and let's take the Spitfire Neo as a base, as I have used that. Also I used it previously. So once you start dragging the instruments into Kontakt, you basically can have multiple instruments within a single Kontakt, and in that sense kind of spare a bit of a memory and CPU. So let's drag all of those in, and then see how it works. So now I have actually created this for all together, and in Kontakt you need to actually not here. You need to actually also open up the outputs and configure your outputs. So easiest way to do it is to clear output selection and section and create individual for each loaded instrument. Bam. So now I have one for each instrument that I have loaded, and that all works fine. Then I also need to map the MIDI for these, but this is actually where it gets a bit tricky with the implementation of the multi-timbral output, is that when you expand here, you see that okay, all MIDI comes in, but then you can't really, for the first channel, you cannot say that actually please go to port A in Kontakt. So if I now go and press here, it only goes to the Omni mode, so but it doesn't go the first one where it's supposed to go, because if I now create another multi section, I'll add it here. So now I have a multi-timbral out for channels 3 and 4, and that's basically where I have my strings be. And here now I can go and say that please send the MIDI out to the channel 2. So if I go over here and do this, now I see strings B going. So this is actually, there you need to do a bit of a hack now, because the thing is that in order to get it working in a way that you would like to, you would need to have the one where you have the instrument is not actually working properly. And again, if you put this into Omni mode, it will not work either. So and if you put it into 1, it basically doesn't get here. Like let's go and move this into 2. This one should be in 3, and this one should be in 4. So now I have those all set, but then now once I'm here, which should basically forward to MIDI 1 channel out of the 16 channels, it doesn't do that. And that's a bit kind of a bummer. Of course, you will most likely be able to do it in a way that let's see if you actually create another instrument channel. Let's do that. If I could actually route it into the Kontakt instrument in that respect. So let's create a instrument track, and let's just name it an instrument again. And then here now in MIDI out, I should see Kontakt, but I don't. I only see the I only see the instruments. I should have oh, wait a second, it's actually named by, like, let's say that this is actually strings A. Let's go here. Strings A. So now let's search that one. Okay, it says instrument now. Okay, so what if I say here now 1, and then it should basically now from here. Okay, now yeah, this is a hack that you can do actually. So for the first MIDI and out, you need to basically do an extra instrument track that is not having any instrument, but does the MIDI routing to the Kontakt. Like let's name this now. Let's name it Albion Neo. So now if we look that one from here, and once we go into this one, and it is now mapped to the Albion Neo 1, so that's great. So now if I go to the multi, which is this one, is basically then strings B. So now I should be able to play both. And I get multi out. So if I disable this one, I'm now only playing strings B. So with this kind of a small hack, it basically works. So you can't use the instrument or the track where you have the multitimbral instrument for MIDI sending, but you create another MIDI track and route that to the first instance. The others will go correctly, like you see that now this one is going into strings B. Then if I go and add here another one, let's add both of those. So let's add 2. So now I have multi 1 and multi 2, but this is basically then this one is woods. So oh, come on. This one is woods, and this one is then reeds or brasses. So and now if I go into woods, okay, I have something now. Oh, okay, I have here. I don't have it properly set. So this should be 3, and this should be 4. Yep. And now if I go here, and then if I arm them all, I get multi-out now, and if I change that to the mixer view, you can see it then also from the mixer point of view. Like let's move this away. Let's close that for a sec and then go into the section where we have those. Okay, let's, yeah, like now if I do that, you can see that there is a multi-out, and this channel is now MIDI only. That is needed in order to kind of circumvent the fact that from here the MIDI, it doesn't go to the MIDI out 1, but it basically goes to Omni, which is not okay in this case. But with this one you are able to do exactly what is needed to get multi-timbral VST working. And again, if you basically then just arm the brass, you hear that. Okay, let's change the view still back here. So like this is basically the instrument channel for us. So if we want to go and change the color, this could be basically a, like strings I have had green. Let's do the strings in green. Then woods, I think I had basically blue, and then the brasses I had red. So this is how now you can actually do a multi-timbral with the multi-out instrument in Luna. Of course, I also used in the previous session, I used Technics so that I can basically go and select all of these, and then create a new track group, which is Albion Neo. And now I have them grouped, so I can also of course hide them and make them visual. But then we also briefly looked at what if you do a DSP out from Luna, you would be able to use Vienna Ensemble Pro server in the same way as I have used. So I'll do a quick setup on that one as well, and see how you would be able to use a professional way of doing these orchestral compositions by offloading your DSP into the Vienna Ensemble Pro server. This is a multi-trim. This requires a multi-timbral as well, but let's make these guys smaller so that they are not in our way. Then we do it like this, and then we go and after these guys we will go and add again an instrument track, and let's do that. So now we have an instrument track here. And then for this instrument track, I want to go and load now Vienna Ensemble Pro. I think I could also use Pro Audio Unit 3, at least I should. And then with this Audio Unit 3 version, I basically go and connect into my Vienna Ensemble server. So now I have the server connected, and again I need to do most likely the same trick that I need to add an additional MIDI track for the first MIDI to be sent. But let's look at this. So because here you can't, at least I didn't realize that, but let's see. Yeah, you can't really. Let's rename this. And if I would like to now send MIDI out, yeah, I can't send it to the channel itself. So I need to create an additional MIDI track. What I did with Albion Neo and Kontakt library as well. So let's do that. So let's add that one. And now I need to look that, okay, in the first one I have one violin one. So that is my first instrument here. So I say that this is a VSL violin 1. So now it is mapping to violin 1. And then of course that stereo will get routed now into, that stereo gets now routed into the channel 1, in this case the first channel. But let's go MIDI out and then say VSL, and now VSL1 would be this one to be routed. So now if I close the routing section for this and I arm this one, let's see what's okay, there are still the brasses. Let's see what's going on here. Where does this get sent? Let's see. Oh, it actually goes out to 1 and 3. So actually, surprisingly, this could actually work differently. So let's do so that this basically the first channel would not be a channel at all. And I actually, with Vienna Ensemble Pro, I can actually go and say that the first instrument is not going to stereo out 1 and 2, but instead is going out 3 and 4. So actually I can now just start doing the following. I actually forgot that I set it up that way, so sorry about that, but let's delete this. And now we go and basically here then in a VSL we can say just plus, and let's add 6 channels. And now we have 6 multi-channels in here. Okay, so it lists them like this, so I guess I can't expand can't expand it, but then now for the first one I say nothing, but then for this one I say not 1, for this one I say 2, then we go down here, for this one I say 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now if I look into here, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I can start naming these multis, so I can actually make that channel small as well. So this is a violin 1, violin 2, that is a viola, and then after viola we have cello 1, cello 2, and then we have double basses, so let's go there as well. So I think it was like that. Yeah, so double bass, not basses but bass, and then of course now I can color this green as they are violins. And then if I go now and I want to play a violin 1, now I get it properly routed. Then if I want to play violin 2, violas, so now you see that all the DSP happens actually in this Vienna Ensemble Pro server, so it's outside of Luna. And of course it could be like now it is in my own machine, same machine, but I could actually offload this to another Mac that I have in my studio. It does require 1 GB network connection. Okay, so we get even more voices now, and like multi out, as you can see that. So that's basically how it now works with the multi-timbral and multi-out VST instrument. So and with this you could now build pretty complex orchestral templates, utilizing also these advanced techniques with Kontakt type of a VST. As we looked at, one VST can host multiple instruments in it, or then basically using a Vienna Ensemble Pro type of a server to offload all your DSP into here. And of course this works in a way that you can change this into whatever you want. So it's not only Vienna synchron library instruments, but you could actually create an own like channel for your synth, like baby audio. So that is something that you can do quite easily and extend this DSP offloading to any instrument pretty much that you have, any virtual instrument. Okay. But yeah, that's it regarding on the multi-timbral and Vienna Ensemble Pro Kontakt to be used with Universal Audio Luna. Alrighty, so finally Luna got multi-timbral and multi-out for support for virtual instruments. Next week we will, and I promised we will dive into Reason and see how to create these orchestral templates with Reason. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and like if you like the videos. That will help me and my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye now.